Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. However you're listening to my voice, I appreciate it. As everyone knows, we're going into WrestleMania, which means we are in WrestleMania week, which most people know by now that WrestleMania isn't the only show in town. There's tons of shows happening, and because of my work schedule, I'm only going to be able to watch two other shows that is not WrestleMania, unfortunately. So that's going to be NXT, Stand and Deliver, and Supercard of Honor. And I thought it would be fun to do a little bonus episode where I run down both cards and give you guys my opinion on who's going to win, my predictions, if you will. And we're going to start with Stand and Deliver because I've been watching this show consistently, more so than the other show I'm going to review, which is Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. And let's look at the Stand and Deliver show right now. We have Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. I would feel like two staples of the modern era of NXT. And Ilya Dragunov has held the title for a very long time, but I still think he's going to hold the title again in Stand and Deliver. He's going to beat Tony D'Angelo. We also have Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. This match is going to be awesome. Braun Breaker is called up to SmackDown, but they're not really doing too much with him. Baron Corbin, of course, he's been bouncing around all three brands for a long time here. But I don't think they're going to change those titles either. I think they're going to keep it on Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker. But this match is going to be good. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, they do the high-flying stuff, and they're small enough to allow Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker to do the big guy stuff really well. So I'm actually excited about that one. Laya Valkyria and Roxanne Perez, I do think they're going to switch the titles here. I think they're going to put it on Roxanne Perez, but that's going to be the only title change all day. Of course, that gives away what I'm going to say next. Obi Femi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs. I think Obi Femi is going to keep the title here, keep the North American title in this triple threat. But this match looks like it could be a banger as well. Then we have Tia Hall, Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan versus JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame, aka a bathroom break. But this is a testament to how much talent is in the women's division in NXT. There's a lot. They do more of a focus on women's wrestling than any other North American televised show. NXT does. A lot of people complain that there's not a lot of women wrestling on AEW, and I'm thinking, watch NXT. Because here you have 6 matches, 2 of them are women's matches, and I think even WrestleMania, there's 2 matches on night 1, but there's only 1 match on night 2. Wait, is that right? I don't know. Yeah, something like that. And I really don't know who's going to win this one, but let's go with Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan. Why? I don't know. Why not? And then we have the match that's going to steal the show, the match that I think everyone else is the most anticipated for, Carmelo Hayes versus the hometown hero, Whoop That Trick, the guy who was stabbed in the back by his best friend, Trick Williams. And I think Trick Williams is going to get the victory. Carmelo Hayes is going to get his comeuppance. And I think, the crowd is going to chant, Whoop That Trick. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was the main event of the show. This is the match that I'm most excited for, and I think this is the match that is going to get the most attention. And that chant, Whoop That Trick, going into the pre-show of WrestleMania would be kind of fun and kind of exciting. Now jumping over to the other show, ROH Supercard of Honor. What's cool about this show is before the Joey Janela spring breaks, before the collectives, before WrestleCade or WrestleCon, Supercard of Honor was like the first show to tag along at WrestleMania weekend. So that was kind of cool, so paying homage to history here, watching Supercard of Honor. Of course, it's the Tony Khan's Ring of Honor. So not quite the same, but, still fun to watch. and still worth watching here. So let's look at the show here. We have Billy Starkz versus Queen Amanita. Billy Starkz, I guess she's winning this women's tournament they've had going on in Ring of Honor for a while. This tournament is for the inaugural ROH Women's World Television Championship. Billy Starkz has been signed for a few years now. She's 18. She was 18 when she signed. She might be like 20 years old now. And Queen Amanita, I think that they're going to put the title on Queen Amanita. That's what I want, at least. Maybe I'm doing my heart, not my head, but I think it would be good on the Queen. Kyle Fletcher versus Big Shotty Lee Johnson, finishing the story, going for the ROH World Television Championship. And I mean, this is kind of obvious here. I think Kyle Fletcher is going to be victorious here. One guy on AEW, one guy not featured on AEW. I think that means the guy featured on AEW wins in Ring of Honor. It's kind of how it works now. And then we have the Stardom Showcase 6-woman tag. I'm not going to say these names. Oh, here we go. Mia Saria, Empress Nexus Venus, which is a tag team. Tom Nakano, we know her. Queen's Quest, featuring AZM, who is a pretty popular wrestler. So I know little about Stardom, but I know these names. I know a few of these names here. And looking at this show here, I'm going to just say it. A lot of this shit seems skippable, except for the 6-woman tag. I think that much like Commander and Vikingo stole the show at Ring of Honor last year, this is going to steal the show at Ring of Honor this year. We also have Athena and Hikaru Shida. I think that Athena's held this title for a long, long time. This could go either way, but I think it's going to stay on Athena. Here I am talking about how NXT showcases women more than anyone else. There's 6 matches on this show, and they have 3 women's matches and 10 women on the show, comparatively speaking, to only 6 dudes, which is kind of cool. And then you also have Taya Valkyrie, excuse me, I'm thinking of NXT again, accompanying Johnny TV versus Dalton Castle. I think both guys here have had a great time putting this feud together, but if you weren't watching Ring of Honor, you really didn't know that this feud was even happening. And you got former Ring of Honor world champion in Dalton Castle, you got Johnny TV, former John Morrison, 2 big stars here, and you kind of just have them in Ring of Honor. So that kind of is a testament to maybe AEW being too full of talent. But nonetheless, who cares here? This is going to be a good match, a fight without honor. I can see this one being thoroughly entertaining. Both guys are funny and athletic. Dalton Castle just lost his boys, and I think he's going to lose this match. I think Johnny TV is going to get the victory. It's kind of funny they still call him Johnny TV, even though he's not on TV. He's on Ring of Honor, which is online, not on television. And the whole reason they called him Johnny TV is because of QT Marshall, QTV, and QT Marshall is gone from the company. So, I mean, with a man who changes his name so often, you figure he would not be opposed to a name change, but here he is with this old name, Johnny TV, in Ring of Honor. And then we have Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe, ROH World Championship match. Put the damn title on Mark Briscoe. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the Briscoes versus Rent Titus and Kenny King was the main event of the very first Supercard of Honor, which we've already said was the very first tag-along WrestleMania show. So it only makes sense to put the damn title on Mark Briscoe here. WrestleMania is never going to Delaware, so the closest they will ever get to a WrestleMania or a Supercard of Honor in Delaware is this WrestleMania in Philadelphia. So put the damn title on Mark Briscoe. So a little recap. I'm going Queen. I'm going Kyle. I'm going, the Stardom Showcase is going to steal the show. I don't know who's going to win. We'll go with Tom Nakano's team because she's like the GOAT. Athena is going to hold on to her title. Johnny TV is going to hold on to the victory there because Taya is still with Ring of Honor. The boys aren't anymore. The boys got let go yesterday. And then Eddie Kingston is losing his Ring of Honor championship as well. That's my predictions for Stand and Deliver and Supercard of Honor. I'm really excited about this weekend. I'm trying to put up, a show a day or something fun every day. Fly high. I'm out.